in the pre-parade ring. And let's start with probably the biggest horse in the field. This is Align the Stars, number 13. He's a big old price here as well, which is amazing to think of a Northumberland plate winner. Maybe he's reached his ceiling in terms of ratings, but maybe he's been a bit forgotten about in this field. He looks well. Spin back and find number 10, who's a good bit smaller than him. That is Emit, who'd be right in the market. Ryan Moore stays on board this horse. He hasn't quite hit the target in 5 runs this year, and he is very sweaty. I'd be a little bit concerned about that for backers of Emit. I know he's been back this morning. He has got form not far behind Scandinavia, but he is warm. 5 and behind. That spinning wheel for the Crisford team. I think they're yet to win an Ebor as well. Lovely looking, this horse. He's drawn 24. And normally you think, oh gosh, that's a negative. But Absurd won from that draw. And actually only 4 winners have come from a single figure stall since the year 2000. So don't worry about that for him. 17, Class Leader. Now Jason will want to see this horse from the Haggis stable because we were all completely wowed by him when he won here at the Dante meeting. Then he ran at Newmarket and we were just a little bit disappointed. It was said that the ground was not suitable for him that day. Definitely quite firm ground. Didn't like it, didn't give his showing. Quite a big, heavy topped horse, and maybe he was just feeling it. So more suitable conditions today. He's had the earplugs put in him there, you see just behind his ears. That'll come out before the start, but he's nice and relaxed. One is Opportunity. Now this horse carries the top weight here. He was second in the Glorious Stakes last time out. He won the Duke of Edinburgh at Royal Ascot. Has he reached his ceiling in terms of weight? Not sure. This is the first time at this distance. He is the stablemate of Class Leader for William Haggis. Now, who comes next? Right. Adele's Fancy, Epic Poet. He is now a 7-year-old. And he places a lot, and he's placed here at York, but in 7 runs here, he's yet to win at the track. Maybe it's just a matter of time, but he's second top weight in this field. And is he what we call a bit exposed? Is he going to struggle against more progressive, younger types? We will see. 12. Now this one, Poetic Sound, comes from the Joe Lyon stable. Joe won this with Mustajer in 2019. And he's called this horse his yard pet. And he said, well, really, he's very slow. But he did bob up and win a win in your inn for the Ebor a couple of starts ago. And they thought, well, why not have a go? His daughter, Kerry, owns the horse and rides him every day. So it would be a lovely story for the Lyons family if Poetic Sound were to win. 18. That's Ascending. It was second in this race to Ethical Diamond last year. Henry de Bromhead trains. He trained Magical Zoe to win in 2024. Hasn't shown a huge amount in recent races, but maybe this has been a target for Ascending 12 months on from last year. Shall I keep going? Paradise. He is a big old price here. He was third in the marathon to Lazy Griff last time. He gets further. He's a dual purpose horse for the Alan King yard. Third top weight. I'd say he's up against it somewhat, but he's got a lovely loose walk on him, indicative of a real staying type. 8. That is Daiquiri Bay. He was really good winning the Copper Horse at Royal Ascot last time. We haven't seen him since. He's been freshened up, and he is in good form for the King Yard. Right, I'm going to have a break.
A well-earned break as well. We'll see more of the horses in a second. Big crowd gathering round the paddock. They really try and make it different, give it a bit of gravitas. So let's go to Ollie.
Time now to meet the jockeys riding in the 2026 Skybed Ebor. They are ready and waiting, and leading them out, ladies and gentlemen, riding number 1, Opportunity. Put your hands together for James Doyle. Next up for Yorkshire, Epic Poet, who's ridden by Danny Tudhope. Number 3 is Paradius, the mount of Kieran Schumark. Riding further it's your champion jockey. Show your appreciation for Oisin Murphy. One of the rising stars of the weighing room is Mason Patel, and he rides Spinning Wheel. Now, what a week it's been for trainer Andrew Balding, owners Juddmonte, and the rider of Tarriance, Colin Keane. I'm sure you want to give this lady a big cheer. She's one of the stars of the season, and she rides Mr. Hollywood. It's Safi Osborne. Coming out of stall 1, a big player in the Ebor is Daiquiri Bay, who'll be ridden by Rossa Ryan. He's already ridden a winner today. Callum Rodriguez rides Goodwood winner Hopewell Rock. And next up, give him a big cheer, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ryan Moore. Number 11 is representing Scotland, Paddy the Squire, ridden by Andrew Mullin. Plenty of runners over from Ireland. The next one is Poetic Sound, who'll be ridden by Gary Carroll. Align the Stars will be ridden by a jockey having a great season. Show your appreciation for Dan Muscat. In the Gredley Silks for trainer James Owen, riding Burdett Road, is Harry Davies. Williams saddles 2 in the race. The first of his is Baylor Bay, ridden by Clifford Lee. Stress Free is another trained in Yorkshire and will be ridden by Mark Wynne. They won the Melrose earlier. Can they win the Ebor? Teaming up with class leader is William Haggis and the big race rider, Tom Marquand. Last year's runner-up Ascending is looking to go one better under Oisin Orr. Next up in the Silks of Ammo Racing, it's David Egan who rides Square Necker. Number 20 is Real Dream, who will be ridden by Kieran Fallon. He's won 2 Ebors already. Can he win a third? Riding Circus of Rome is Jamie Spencer. And finally, give him a big cheer. He's already ridden a Group 1 winner today. Last year's Ebor winning jockey who rides the favourite Love Me Tender, the one and only William Buick.
It's nice to see the jogs, well, most of them without their helmets, as Will Buick places the trophy on the plinth. That was Callum Rodriguez's kids interacting with the jockeys as they came in as well, wasn't it? Sweet. Right, horses starting to come into the paddock. Jockeys are there. What's happening in the market, Richard?
Well, market is set to Deja Vu, colours of Absurd and Ethical Diamond. Love Me Tender, very well backed on the first start for Willie Mullins. With that man, William Buick, again in the saddle as he was 12 months ago on Ethical Diamond, is the 3-1 well-backed favourite. Emit 11-2, so again Ireland with a strong hand. Class leader, could this be William Haggis's Ebor? 11-2. Hopewell Rock 13-2, looking to make it a big day for Callum Rodriguez. 9-1 Daiquiri Bay has been so consistent, and 10-1 for Tariance, who won the Melrose on this card 12 months ago. 11-1 and bigger the others. Love Me Tender 3-1 will split opinions, but he's almost certain now to go off a short-priced favourite for the Ebor.
This is where I hope I get to see all the horses that I haven't seen already. Now, this is number 7, Mr. Hollywood, one of 2 in the field for Willie Mullins, and he's a lovely type, isn't he? Look, super bright in the eye, pointing his toes, looks in great fettle, and his form is good of late. Now, let's have a look at number 6. This is Tariance. Gosh, he's relaxed. Now, this horse won the Melrose, the 3-year-old Ebor equivalent, last year. You could maybe pick holes in his form this year, but he was promising at Goodwood last time out, over 1 mile and 6, and he looks in really good nick here today. Now, 22, a lot of people want to see this horse. It's Love Me Tender from the Willie Mullins yard. Now, William Buick rides this one, suggesting that he is the pick of the 2, and Ruby made a good case for him earlier. Lightly raced, first start in a handicap, been off the track for 299 days. There's not a lot of him. He looks pretty fit. He is well bred, but he is trained by Willie Mullins, so do not be surprised if he wins, and a lot of people wouldn't be, hence why he's been backed plenty. Now, number 9, Hopewell Rock. I fancy him. He's nice and relaxed. He did get a little bit warm in the pre-parade. He's not particularly big. His form is good. He beat Small Fry over this distance at Goodwood. Small Fry came out and won impressively here earlier in the week. He's got a £4 penalty for that. And look, he doesn't knock your eye out in the parade ring, and he's almost half asleep, but I'm sure he'll wake up out on the track. That's Hopewell Rock. 21 is Circus of Rome. I remember this horse being quite highly touted for the Northumberland Plate. A lot of people fancied him. A little bit disappointing that day, and there's not a huge amount in his form to promote him, but I'm not sure he's totally keen on 1 mile 6. I think he might be better over shorter. Now, 14 is Burdett Road. He'd be a big outsider here, another one that needs to find a bit of his best form. Not particularly big, is he? 20, that is a Real Dream, fit in the race last year. Seemingly his form's not great of late, but he has come down in the handicap. He hasn't won for over 3 years. 11's just been legged up. That's Paddy the Squire. A lot of people would fancy Paddy the Squire. I think he's Ollie Bell's selection. 3rd to Daiquiri Bay at Ascot. He might be better over slightly shorter, but he's on his career high mark, and he looks well in the parade ring.
Right, Ruby, first question. Willie Mullins, Love Me Tender. Very well fancied, clearly. 3-1 at the minute. How well do you know him, and where are confidence levels?
He works better than his mark anyway, Ed. But he does lack experience. He's only had the 3 starts, 2 in Germany, 1 in France. He's plenty of work done, and he has a great chance. But 3-1 is fairly skimpy, and you need experience in races like this, and he lacks it.
Got warm coming across, and he was on his toes in the paddock. How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, I just watched him go to post in the background here. He looked all right on the way down with William. He was a bit, when William got on him, he was a bit revved up, but he settled well on the way to post now. He'll just find the perch wherever William Buick ends up on him. But with him taking up so much of the market, Ed, I do think there is cracking each way value to be found elsewhere. And one of those, I think, is Emmett. Ryan Moore rides for Joseph. He ran really well at Ascot. He lacked the pace on Ascot to hold a good enough position over 1.5 miles. Ryan booked him out and tried to get him into a decent position. But by the time he got to Swindley Bottom, he had found himself well back in the field. They went a really strong gallop, and he just didn't have the gears over 1.5 miles. He ended up 3/4 of the way back. But the winner ended up in a lovely position, 5th or 6th down the inside on this occasion. When we turned in then, Emmett had plenty of running to do when he got up to the home turn. The winner was in front of him, a couple of places in front of him, but he had to go wide and make his challenge. And to be fair to him, he just lacked the gear, but he kept at it all the way to the line, and he's out to 11-2 or nearly 6-1 in places. And I think it's hard to see him being out of the money as an each way price for Joseph O'Brien, who's been winning all around him with Ryan Moore on board this afternoon.
Well, the big gun is here. Here he is, Mullins. No one knows better how to win the Ebor than you, Willie. Are you asking a big...
I was having a great day, Matt.
Well, don't turn into William Haggis, for God's sake.
I know.
When I left you, you were having a good night as well. Tell me, love me tender. Is it a big ask for this horse today?
It is. I was just saying that to William. You know, I mean, he works well at home, does everything nice, but it's a big ask coming over here, especially coming from Ireland over to England for their first run of the season. Yeah, big ask. But we think he's nicely handicapped, and if he handles the track and handles the whole, you know, everything that around here today in a big race like this, he has his chance. I actually like the draw. I think 15. You know, he's out a bit wide, out of trouble, and it'll be easier to ride a race from there, I think.
The market strongly suggests he's your number one, yeah?
Yeah, I think he is. But Mr. Hollywood surprised me in Ascot. He was my number 3 in Ascot and turned out my number 1. So we'll hope for the best that one of them might run well.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you be so you can go and cheer up.
Thank you. Cheers, Matt.
So it's the biggest crowd of the week. Everyone getting their position for a race that's held in real affection in this part of the world. That betting ring will be humming. We'll keep you up to speed with the prices. Right, team, we need to find the winner. Adele, do you want 2?
3?
You can have 3. It's competitive. Very, very competitive.
I've actually had a good look at all 3 of mine as well, which I've picked, and I'm pleased with all of them. Epic Poet is a stunning looking horse anyway. He's a proven stayer. He's back into a handicap for the first time since he won the Old Borough Cup. Yeah, he's not won for a little while, but I think being back in a handicap hopefully may help his chances. I also quite like Mr. Hollywood, so I was trying to listen to what Willie was saying there. He does hold a long distance cup entry. I thought he's got some good form over in France and Germany. I think he's proved himself when he ran over hurdles last time out, so he's obviously in good form. Poetic Sound I thought was an interesting one. Cheap pieces on today for the first time. The only time he ran over this race, over this trip, he was second to Kyprios in a listed race, so I thought I quite like that form.
Okay, you've got your 3. What about you, Jason?
I'll have 3, the top of the market, class leader. I still got my eye and my mind on his 1.5-mile win here. It was absolutely super.
You're not worried about what William Haggis said earlier with the ground dry?
Well,
he wasn't that optimistic.
But it's just on that halfway house. You know, you can't complain at that at all. It's a fair stadium for all, Ed, so no problems there. The one that Francesca turned her nose up at further, I think that he's sitting on a really big effort for a team that could not do any wrong at the moment. And the one that's forgotten about in the market, Ed, again, along with further, Real Dream for Ian Williams. He was 5th. What
price is he?
Oh, I don't know, 40, 50. He was 5th in this last year, and he had a torrid run through. He's one of very few in here. They've all been trying to get into the handicap. He's actually come down a little bit from where he was last year, so he's well handicapped. Got a young Fallon on board. I quite like that angle.
Okay, big price as well. We just got a glimpse of Dakiri Bay. Love to see this horse win. Alan King for Ross Around for a couple of reasons, really. In the Stennet colours, horse number 8. One ITV7 player is still going for 200 grand, 2 legs to go, cheering that horse, Dakiri Bay, and it's got £100 bet for the Injured Jockeys Fund. That would be great from the very generous bookmaker John earlier today. Love to see that happen for the IJF. To you, Mick.
In front of me here, opportunity, and looking at Dakiri Bay, horse number 8, who I know is fancied by many. He looks an absolute picture down here and is quite relaxed.
Slight correction, it was Paddy the Squire who's got the 100 quid. Dakiri Bay there has got the ITV7 player. Paddy the Squire's got 100 quid for the Injured Jockeys Fund. Let's talk about some of the others who might have a chance. What about Ascending? Why we're not talking more about last year's second?
Well, last year's second is exactly the key to Ascending, and from the Henry de Bromhead stable that's won this in 2024, and was off 98 last year, so same mark. I suppose if you just look at the recent form and you think, well, were they protecting the handicap mark, or has he just not been going that well? It's the same kind of case with Real Dream. If they've come down in the handicap or haven't moved, it's because they haven't been performing well enough to do so, or they have been performing below par. But it's a handicap and you want to be getting in here off a decent weight. Ascending looked really well in the parade ring, drawn 9, Henry de Bromhead, lots to like about it.
And when Matt was badgering William Haggis August, wasn't he? Also said, he said, we have two. He kept saying that they had two. So Opportunity, who's been in tremendous form, being the Carlisle win and then the Duke of Edinburgh, he just needs a little bit of room to manoeuvre, and then he finds a gear, doesn't he? He's a big, powerful horse.
I suppose in these races, you kind of, with so many runners, you think, what are the reasons for not backing them? And I suppose Opportunity with top weight is often difficult to do that in a big field handicap like this. I like the chances of Hopewell Rock on paper. I'm actually not sure if I'm concerned about draw 3, because I feel like in these big field handicaps, almost if you're wider, you get a little bit more options of where you want to be and where you want to come from. If you're low, are you a little bit dictated to?
Well, I think you kind of have to just, it's like as if your hand is forced to try and go forward and use up a little bit of petrol to try and get yourself a good position, whereas those out wider, you kind of see them stay wider for a little bit, wait for all the scrummaging to happen and then kind of slot in. So I actually would prefer to be drawn wider.
And the thing with that, though, like if they all get into the group early on, you find your place, you find a rhythm, all the jostling has stopped. If we have a batch of 5, 6, 7, 10 out towards the outside and then they rejoin as we get up past the stables, then you've had one bit of jostling, you then have to go through it again to hold your position. So the smoother rhythm, the better.
Yeah, I bumped into Frankie in the parade ring and I said, oh, what about Square Necker Ammo Racing? And he said, well, yeah, he's progressive, but he's got a wide draw. I said, well, you won it on Absurd from 24. He went, well, yeah. But Square Necker, right out there, we see him going forward and he might just hold out his line in the early stages of the race. Back to Mick.
Yeah, we're just looking at Love Me Tender here. It was straight across from us here with William Buick. William stood him still, and I was expecting this horse to get very excited doing that. Didn't at all upset him. So he's actually settled down a little bit down here at the start.
The punters are putting their face in Mullins. Not just that horse, Mr. Hollywood's got a green arrow at the bottom of your screen being back. Class leader, very well supported. Into 5-1. Will Buick looking very relaxed. Brilliant a few moments ago on Notable Speech. And he's on the favourite again here, trying to repeat last year's heroics. Far Size, number 5, Spinning Wheel for the Crisfords. Good luck, Mason Patel. In behind is Berlebei. Just saw his owner looking nervous with his fingers crossed.
Something that hasn't happened all this week. We're in danger with the way that we saw the big race all come up towards the stands rail. We're in danger of there being traffic problems on the other side of the track now, and everybody going for that fresh strip of ground.
One of Alan King's duo nearest us, the red cap of Opportunity behind them. Here the horse is drawn very high. Spinning Wheel, widest of them all. One block of stalls here at York, of course, as well. Circus of Rome goes forward. Jamie Spencer for Richard Hughes in the red. Epic Poet, Good Luck Adele, moving forward. Tarians must have a chance here. Melrose winner. Surely come on from the run at Goodwood. Moves forward for the bang-informed team. Opportunity just circling out the back. There is Tarians. Love Me Tender out to 7-2. Emmett into 4-1. The big mover late. Emmett 4-1. Class leader at 5. Hopewell Rock at 13-2. David Egan's just got his hands full on Square Necker. Emmett into 4-1, Jason.
Big market move for him. The Irish Raider, Ryan booked as well.
Couple more to come forward. Joint favourites. Love Me Tender and Emmett. Emmett might even go off favourite. Richard.
Burdett Road goes in, yeah. Will they come stand side and get racing early and trying to do so will be interesting. Skybet Evil, well 6 and they're off. The big handicap of the week. Little bit of jostling. Mr. Hollywood, Bella Bay goes back. Moving forward early, Poetic Sound. Burdett Road closer to the running rail and prominent early on is Love Me Tender. Spinning Wheel is another who is prominent in the early strides. Real Dream just drops in behind them. Paddy the Squire is in that little cluster with Further. A little group staying out wide. Poetic Sound, Spinning Wheel and the grey Square Necker. 2 up the middle, Align the Stars and Mr. Hollywood closer to the rails. Burdett Road has the lead. Emit is also racing in a handy position with the white caps. They all just look across. Love Me Tender, Align the Stars. Crossing in behind is Square Necker. Paradis is towards the back. Bella Bay, as always, has been dropped in and Ascending is also well back. So now they race through these first couple of furlongs and out in the lead. It is Spinning Wheel and Burdett Road with Align the Stars. There you can see Love Me Tender right alongside Emit. Next wave, Daiquiri Bay on the inside of Paddy the Squire further, and Poetic Sound is wider out. Then Opportunity racing on the inside of Hopewell Rock. Square Necker towards the back, Epic Poet, just short of room there with Ascending Circus of Rome, Stress-Free Paradius, and last of all is Bella Bay. So it's Burdett Road as they found a racing order here, who has the lead by half a length from Align the Stars and Spinning Wheel in second and third. Emit with Love Me Tender, and Real Dream 4, 5 and 6 with Daiquiri Bay, Paddy the Squire, Hopewell Rock and further. Racing in midfield, Opportunity just ahead at this stage of Class Leader, who's 2/3 of the way back on the inside of Square Necker with Tarriance in that group. Poetic Sound eventually quite well back in the field in company with Bella Bay as they now begin to make the turn. So they're now heading towards the halfway stage. Paradius still the back marker with Bella Bay, who just got to hurry up. Circus of Rome is well back. It's Burdett Road who leads the field as the turn begins to take effect, and they're passing the 6. Align the Stars, Real Dream, Spinning Wheel on the outside in the pale colours. And then behind these, Love Me Tender with Emit. Mr. Hollywood goes round the outside as well, further on the outer flank. They'll shortly decide where they're going to head when they angle off this home bend. Poetic Sound wants to go towards the far side, being ridden to get a position. Class Leader also trying to angle out in midfield. Burdett Road it is who leads. Spinning Wheel is heading to this near side. Align the Stars, Real Dreams travelled well throughout. Emit, Love Me Tender travels well, has traffic with Daiquiri Bay, Paddy the Squire, and then towards the outside is Mr. Hollywood. Class Leader needs a little bit of room amongst horses. Emit towards the right-hand side, Opportunity coming there, Tarriance as well, and also trying to stay on is Hopewell Rock. It's Burdett Road who's led them every step of the way, giving a bold sight out in the lead. Opportunity under the big weight, then Tarriance, Daiquiri Bay, Bella Bay from well back is also staying on, as is Hopewell Rock. Wathnan hit the front with Opportunity, Daiquiri Bay on the near side, and they've got 2 chances here with Hopewell Rock, but it's Daiquiri Bay, Hopewell Rock, Opportunity, then Ascending as they head inside the last. Daiquiri Bay, the gold cap in the centre, Hopewell Rock, Opportunity the far side, Daiquiri Bay and Hopewell Rock, Daiquiri Bay maybe just from Hopewell Rock, Opportunity Ascending, Bella Bay stress-free, behind those was Class Leader and Love Me Tender. Under the near side rail, Ross O'Brien on the centre of the racecourse, Hopewell Rock, and my first impressions was Daiquiri Bay, and he's won another big handicap. Alan Stennett and C. Hodgson, Ross O'Brien and Alan King, the Wathnan pair. Hopewell Rock, then Opportunity Ascending was 4th. The extra place will be Bella Bay from Stress-Free and Burdett Road. But Daiquiri Bay, unbeaten this season, has taken his form to a new level. Came standside and held off the Wathnan pair to win at 10-1 for Ross O'Brien and Alan King.
Ross O'Brien's week got off to a horrible start. You remember what happened in the Judgment International, horse withdrawn, he had a couple of non-runners. Well, it's just come good. Alan King has won the Ebor. Fair play to the ITV7 players, got this horse and still could win 200 grand in the next race. Rosser looks down, you're number 8, Rosser. You've won the Sky Bet Ebor. Jason.
You're not allowed to say it, Ed, are you? But he's been gelded. He had the cruelest cut of all. And what has happened since this year, he's gone win, win, and wins the big pot as well, climbing all the way from 96 to 105, and patience from the trainer as well.
Patience from the trainer, and I think Ross O'Brien would have been very happy with his run through. They had just settled into position and he was off the bridle, lobbing along nicely on the rail. He had a good bit of cover in front of him, and then the horse just made his job easy. But what a good freeway go it was for the finish, and Daiquiri Bay came out on top. So head to Matt.
Well, we've had the royal family here this week, and the King has struck. Alan King. What a win for him in this great handicap. It's just congratulations by William Haggis, always a gentleman. Kingy, you have won the Ebor.
Yes, can't believe it, really. Thought passing the line we had, and then I wasn't sure, but Jesus, tough horse and great ride from Rosser. Blown away.
I was going to say it's a jumps trailer, but it's not Willie Mullins. But of course, you're predominantly flat these days.
Well, I've still got plenty of jumpers as well. Okay. He'll make a nice hurdle, won't he? I don't think I better suggest that to the owners today.
No, but maybe tomorrow morning.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
It's smashing. You know, it's been the plan since Ascot. We sat down after that, and Ross said, put him away for the Ebor. He had a tough race at Ascot. You know, we broke the track record, and so we were able to give him a little break and then build him up. Preparation's gone great, and the rain came. I was always thought he'd be a better horse with a bit of slower ground. But it's a very special day, Mark.
Because you've had great days on the flat. Trushan has been an absolute legend, but this is a very, very special race. 600,000 and something. It's a massive prize.
I mean, with the Ebor, I think I had a favourite way back in 2003 and finished third, but it's what we do the job for.
Yeah. Well, as I say, today you are king. Well done.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Look at that for a shot. Rosser celebrating in front of the masses here at York. Also celebrating that ITV7 player. Talk about the owners in just a second. But the charity called Help for Homeless Veterans has just got £20,000 from the sponsors Sky Bet and the racecourse here. They support homeless and vulnerable ex-service personnel across South Yorkshire. Has helped more than 1,100 veterans since 2010. Do wonderful work. One of the guys, when Daiquiri Bay was pulled out, was celebrating and will really be celebrating now because 20 grand will make a huge difference. Also part of the team, Kira there, the winning groom of a horse who's on such a roll. Ollie.
Yeah, and there was just a lovely shot there. I don't know whether you picked up. I think you might have. He was nodding to the crowd. He knows he's good, this lad.
Yeah, he is. 3 from 3 this year with him.
Yeah.
Can't really fault him, can we?
Sure can't. Did you thought you'd hung on there?
Yeah, I thought I had. I didn't realise it was that close, but no, look, we've had a year where this lad, luckily, we've been able to plan him out, and Alan has had 0 hiccups with him, and the man's a genius. I mean, we plotted a course from this lad in April, and hasn't missed a beat, and to Robin, who gallops him, he does all his work on him and all the yard, fair play to them. You know, we've rocked on to Ascot, we've rocked on to York, and we haven't missed. So all this hard work goes to everyone in the team in Barbary, and I was quietly confident, especially when you didn't talk about him this morning on ITV. I was delighted.
The Sheen made us talk about it.
So no, it was brilliant.
Did the race go to plan for you?
Yeah, I got a bit tight for room at the mall at quarter start, and it ended up kind of firing me out into Ryan Moore's path, and I followed Ryan through, and after that, from 3 down, it was clean sailing.
I'm just going to grab a word with you if I can. How much does this mean to you and all the yards?
So much.
Yeah, very special.
It's just the best.
It really is. Well done, everyone.
Hey, how are you? And the winning owner, Alan Stennett's definitely here with daughter Verity. He's based in Shropshire. He's officially retired, I think, now. I'm just looking at the ROA's notes they send us, which are very useful here. He worked in fasteners, nuts and bolts for many years. Geoffrey Kennington was a partner who died shortly before the horse's win at Royal Ascot, which was very sad. Christopher Hodgson from Warwickshire as well. Christopher and Gabriella are here. There's the winning trainer, Alan King. And in the straight, it looked ominous to the horses left. Right, Jason. Tarriant was cantering, and the 2 Wathnan horses were swinging too.
Yeah, there were plenty coming into contention, weren't they? Burdett Road, he was just coming to the end of his tether. And look at those 3. They have lined up as they go over that little road pathway there. But the whip went on the second, didn't it? The Pro Cush has gone, and you'll notice it's only hands and heels down towards the line. And just one of those, you don't want that to happen at that particular point.
That's decisive, isn't it,
yeah,
Callum?
Absolutely.
Wow, for Hopeful Rock. I wonder if you can see it here. The red cap of Wathan's run a huge race for James Doyle off top weight. The winner you can see on the far side. Has he still got it here, Jason?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Just over top there.
Just going to... Hasn't got it.
That was crucial, absolutely crucial. Look at the winner on the far side, and the 2 Wathnan horses can't quite get there. Frustration for one team, the Bowie team. Oh, cool as you like.
Definitely.
Let's confirm the result, Richard.
Yeah, well done to Alan King and these colours. You mentioned Alan Stennett. Remember, he landed the same race at the Cheltenham Festival twice in 3 years. Saluflo and Ballinagur, they were predominantly jumping colours. And Alan now, as you say, 50-50 and a great success for his training establishment at Barbary Castle. 10-1, Ross O'Ryan in the saddle. Hope O'Rourke second, 13-2. Opportunity, what a big run under 9 stone 12 at 14-1. Second and third for Wathan, ascending 28-1, runs well in the race again. And Bella Bay, surely there's a big staying handicap to come with him. Maybe the Cesarovic again was fifth if he got played the extra place at 20-1. Daiquiri Bay unbeaten this season. And Ross O'Ryan from stall 1 ended up on the near side rail. That's some journey.
And the second charity gets £5 by the way, Hopeful Rock. They're a bit unlucky. Kirklees Theatre Trust. They've got £5 towards the charity, but here is our winner. Daiquiri Bay. Ross O'Ryan and Alan King. It wasn't to be for the Irish this time around. Will Buick couldn't defend his title. Ruby's analysis on the way. Presentation on the way. Daiquiri Bay is the Sky Bet Ebor hero.